What's going on, guys? It is Tony from Lone Wolf Paintball, and today we are talking the Azodin KP3 pump.
And why? Because who's the best source for pump guns?
It is lonewolfpaintball.com. So before we dive on into this, head on over to pbswagbag.com. Use our code LWP10 at checkout to save 10% off your first monthly mystery subscription of paintball goodies you're always going to need. So Mark, we're diving into the KP3 pump. No, these aren't brand new on the market, but they're kind of new to us. We never carried this product before, so we're going to give this bad boy a shot and see what's on inside.
And stay tuned, guys, because we're going to take it outside in a future video and shoot this bad boy. You're going to get to watch Tony pump it, pump it, pump it.
Oh boy, okay, Mark. Not too many spoilers. All right, so we've got the cover. And inside we have, this one is the blue and gold, and it comes with, you got two different barrel backs here. You got a 681 and a 685 barrel back. You've got, obviously it's a two-piece barrel, so you got your barrel backs here. You've got your tip here, and it's a 14-inch barrel.
Wait, what was that piece of paper you pulled out?
Dude, I can't tell you. It's the owner's manual, everybody knows.
What?
So if you guys want to warranty this through Azodin, you've got a warranty card here. So that comes in the box, so type, serial number and model and all that good stuff. Send that in to them, and then you have a full owner's manual on, how to operate the marker. If you need to troubleshoot anything, it's all listed there. And then their contact info is on the back.
Call me maybe.
Call me maybe. So once again, guys, it is a two-piece 14-inch barrel. You've got a 681 and a 685 barrel back. It's a pretty smart choice by them to use that, considering most of the paint these days, I mean, it's smaller. It's not the, the 8.9 or the 9.1 or anything. So they include two different barrel backs. It's going to be kind of up to date with the current size of the paintballs on the market today. So we're going to put this bad boy together.
And didn't you tell me earlier that it's an autococker thread? So all your aftermarket barrels work too.
That's exactly right. So any autococker thread, barrels that take inserts, stuff like that will work on this pump gun as well. And then you do have the barrel cover that comes brand new in the box. And then you got a little parts kit with Allen wrenches as well. Some extra screws included. So looks like the detent, screws, O-rings, kind of everything you need for at least a 1 or 2 times maintenance on your marker. Set that off to the side. Let's get to the good stuff, Mark. But I do like that case. It is like that super stiff, almost styrofoam, nice little case that you might not even have to buy another one. I don't know. It's pretty sturdy. So let's pull this bad boy on out and kind of go over some of the features. I know that from the previous models that they included, oh my gosh, it really is custom. That bad boy's stuck on in there. Previous models that they included were that it did not always operate at 230 PSI, that it has something to do with the new internals and the acoustic bolt system. And Mark, before we get to that, should I do it now? Because I know you're gonna ask. What type of bolt is it?
Is that the LV 1.6
Yeah,
bolt?
I knew there it was. It's got the acoustic bolt with there, so it looks like it's a Delrin bolt. 2 different O-rings on there. Gonna slide that bad boy back in before Mark asks me any more questions about that.
Oh, I was gonna ask you is if you put it in upside down, will it misfire like an autococker?
Like an autococker? Well, let's see. The hole's on the bottom. Yeah, it is. Holes on the bottom there, so yes. Do not put it in upside down or else your marker will not fire.
Got him.
So talked about the barrel. Let's talk about, it's got the Delrin pump rod here. It does have the dual pump rod, so one on this side and then one on that side as well. So it's not, sometimes other pump guns out there on the market don't have the dual actual pump rods on there, so it can get a little wiggly wobbly on you, but this one definitely does not have that problem whatsoever. Next up, we will talk about that clamping feed neck. Very, very good choice by them, considering some of the, once again, other pump guns on the market does not have the clamping feed neck with the adjustable thumb wheel. So depending on, most people are using a smaller gravity fed hopper for a pump gun, but if you're using an electronic one, you're definitely gonna need to adjust it depending on how thick the feed neck of your hopper actually is. So that is a very, very good option by them.
I can think of a couple high-end guns that don't give you the thumb wheel.
Oh, for sure. We're not going to mention that, but yes, that is a very, very good choice there. Next up, I really want to mention that sadly this one is not an auto trigger. So what I mean by that is if I hold the trigger down and continuously pump, it's not going to shoot. So each time I pump, I'm going to have to pull that trigger and it's just one at a time. You know what that does? Saves you a lot of money on paintballs. So speaking of saving money, the price point on this bad boy, they're 350 bucks. It's not much for a beginner pump gun. A lot of people actually really enjoy these, and we've had nothing but, I mean, since they're new to us, nothing but success so far with kind of testing them around the shop and seeing what they can do. So you got your regulator here. You've got, well, you know, Mark's favorite part. It does have a macro line, but once again, it's $350 pump gun, more for the beginner style, but it's fancy. It's not just a standard macro line, Mark, right? No. You see that fancy? It's got a fancy fitting, so I do like that. And speaking of, I'm trying to flip it around to see what area works best for you. Talking about, yeah, probably this side. The ASA, it does have an on-off ASA, and it is self-bleeding. I believe it might hold one shot depending how long you let that air kind of release, but this is the turn knob to turn your air on or turn your air off. That is a good choice for them to put on this marker. If you guys need any maintenance done here to talk, you know, back in the, you know, underneath into the hammer area and all this, this is an unscrewable back cap here. So also where you adjust your velocity at. I mean, if you really wanted to get into the nitty gritty of things, guys, it's a pump gun. There's not really too much to cover here. What do you think, Mark? What are you thinking about this?
I think it's interesting. I can't wait to see you shoot it because I haven't played with a pump gun and to see one in action.
I want to check this bad boy out real quick. Okay, so dual ball detents. That's also important noticing here on one side and also on the other. So it does have two of those rubber detents that sit down into the actual breech. That is going to stop a paintball from rolling down the barrel on you. If you ever do see that issue, you're probably going to need to change one of those ball detents. Simply access it by an Allen wrench right on the outside.
And I do like the half black design.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's I mean, what it reminds me of obviously is an autococker. So obviously half block design, chopped off. You're saving some weight with all of that aluminum or whatever they're using back here to, you know, really spruce things up. And it's a cool look too. So it's not only blue and gold, but Mark, it is also, let me grab them. We've got a titanium in black here, which I don't know, against the black shirt might not look the best, but it's that's a clean kind of classy look there. We have in orange with purple. So you got the orange body and all of your purple accents. So I like that. It's pretty fancy. Some people will definitely get down with that colorway. Over here we have our black with red. So that's a black with red there.
Nice, lone wolf colors.
It's the lone wolf colors, of course. And then we do have, I believe they call this one the titanium in red. So this should be the titanium in red. Pretty unique colors. So right now we have 5 in stock. And once again, guys, these are 350 bucks and it's not going to break the bank. But the biggest thing is if you guys just want to go out there and have fun with your friends, you are saving a lot of money on paint. So I said earlier, kind of beginner pump gun, it is, but you know how much money you're going to save on paint shooting one at a time instead of having that electronic one?
Well, and the nice thing too is you don't need to spend a lot of money on a hopper. You can get a shake and bake hopper when you're doing one at a time.
Exactly. You're not into the hundreds of dollars of, you know, the cost of a hopper. So throw on a simple $7, $8 shake and bake hopper since you're only shooting one at a time, and this thing will definitely keep up with that.
Yep, smaller air tank. You don't need a huge air tank because you're not going to go through it.
Exactly, yeah, and a lot of people throw even those smaller shake and bake hoppers on top to kind of help with the weight and to make sure they're not shooting too much paint out there.
And you get to be one of those cool kids at the field that brags about how you're a one-shot, one-kill guy. You don't need to shoot 3,000 balls to kill somebody.
That is also true, and speaking of that point, a lot of the speedball guys that have speedball guns, they do buy this because they get kind of sick of that. So like, you know what, today I'm going to go out to the rec field and I'm just going to play one shot at a time. And a lot of people get better with that, just practicing on their snap shooting and stuff like that. So it's a great option. This is the Azodin KP3. Like I said, it's got the Delrin pump rod. It's got the pump handle. It's got the dual pump rods. You've got a 14-inch barrel. And it's a 2-piece coming with a 685, 681. You've got the single shot trigger. Easy, super easy to work on. A nice on-off ASA. Operating pressure is 230 PSI. So we're gonna have to see how efficient this bad boy is. But most importantly, you guys can pick these bad boys up at lonewolfpaintball.com.
See ya.